All right. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the Crown Council live stream. I am Stuart Anderson. Today is July 24th, 2025, and this is our weekly opportunity to connect with the members of the Crown Council, team members, resource partners, TOPS coaches, and everybody that is working and part of the Crown Council community. We're grateful to have you join us either live or recorded. We're thankful for the opportunity each week to do our Crown Council live and hear some of the stories from Crown Council members, team members, and everybody that is part of this incredible community. Thank you for being part. We have a few segments today, all of which are actually recorded. So I am going to just play our recording today. You're not going to see me again until the very end. These are some recordings that we've done with team members, our Young Dentist program, and the Young Dentist program patient. So I'm just going to let each segment kind of roll into each other without an introduction or talking you through them. There's sometimes the way I have to do the live stream is some people can't be on week to week during this hour. Next week, July 31st, we are going to have a live webinar with Steve Anderson. We are going to talk about how to make your worst month, usually the worst month of the year producing, which is September, and turn it into your best month. So that is a live webinar that you actually have to register for. We're not going to do it here. We're going to do it on GoToWebinar. So the link will be provided, and then you have to register and then join us during that hour. And that webinar will be recorded and posted to the Crown Council website in the Premium Member Hub, where all of our webinar library is located. So enjoy this recorded show today. We have 3 guests and 3 opportunities from past live streams and a couple guests that we've interviewed. So enjoy the show today. I probably won't be back until the very end. So thanks for tuning in today and enjoy these stories from the Crown Council membership. All right. Hey, everybody. Stuart with Crown Council Live. I'm grateful to have you joining us and grateful for our never been on the show before. Grateful for Jean to be with us. Chris Taconis is in their office today, kind of training. So our normal segment, the TOPS Coaches Corner, does actually not include a TOPS coach, but it's okay. We're going to talk and say nice things about Chris and do everything to highlight what she is doing in the practice. So welcome, Jean from Oak Park Dental. Grateful to have you.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
And we were just discussing, I think Chris put you up to this, and then Jean said she's the exact phrase, almost like she'd practice, happy to do it.
Yes, absolutely.
Very cool. Hey, for people that don't know, we were just discussing, will you talk about, so Chris is a practice coach. She comes into your practice quarterly, and she is there working with your team today. Can you talk a little bit about what she's working on, what you guys are doing, and how that looks when a TOPS practice coach is in your office?
Well, it's a very exciting 2 days for us. So we have a first day where Chris comes in and she does some observing well, first she always gets to speak with all of our team members and everybody gets all pumped up to see Chris. She's like the highlight of our 4 times a year. But then she does some observing. We always leave a meeting, the prior meeting, learning new stuff. When I say stuff, I mean TOPS verbiage, just ways of putting policies into places that work really well with our office. So what Chris does is then when she comes back, she sees how we're doing. She does a little bit of listening. She does a little bit of coaching. And then tomorrow when we meet, it's an all day great thing of bringing new stuff in to kind of tweak or to say what works and doesn't work with our office, what we learned the last time she was here. And it's just a great team building, team bonding time, as well as just a lot of knowledge that we get in that amount of time with Chris.
Very cool. And year after year, so we've done the live stream for almost 3 years. The one thing that the best dental teams always say is that they have a great coach. They have somebody on the outside that comes in, who is willing to teach, to lead, to train, to be honest, to keep the team accountable. And I know that there's no better person than Chris to do that. So cool that you guys, and I love that you said my highlight is being with Chris too. I love being with Chris too. So
Yes, yes.
very cool. Hey, will you introduce your practice real quick, what you do, where you guys are, and just for the Crown Council that doesn't know you, we talk about that for just a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
My name's Jean. I'm the office manager for Oak Park Dental. We are located in Madison, Wisconsin. Right now, we are an all women's office, which is not by design, but just how it is right now. Our doctor, Dr. Jana Jarina, is, I can't say enough good things about her. We do a lot of our Invisalign. She's an Invisalign queen. We are a Platinum Plus provider, and we are not an orthodontia office. So that is somewhat unheard of, but that is exactly Dr. Jana.
Hmm.
So we do a lot of cosmetic work here, and we have some amazing results with that. Our patients, we just did a photo shoot with some of our amazing patients, and it amazes me every day just to see that work. So we're a small office. We have about 13 people in our office. We
Mhm.
are truly a family.
Very cool. And your practice has been a member of Crown Council since 2011, which is crazy. I mean, time. Sometimes I'll write these handwritten birthday notes to people, to the doctors, and I'll be like, "So grateful that you've been a member." And I'm like, 2011. That's like 15. I mean, so many years, year after year, that we're so grateful for the community and the leadership, and especially the doctors who continue to be part of everything that we do. So, really fun to connect with you guys. I know that Chris told me that she didn't want to take out of the training, so it's fun that we can connect just a little bit. So, anyway,
Yeah.
very cool about Invisalign. Awesome. Can you talk? So, in your role, and you get to see the practice, the patients at a different kind of a different perspective. Can you talk about first what you feel makes your practice different? And then two, I guess that's a piggyback question, is why do patients choose you guys?
It was interesting to think about that when you ask those questions. I always go back to it because I've been asked this question before: what makes us different? What makes you want to come here? And this is not a script. This is honest gosh truth, is, it's really our verbiage that we have learned from TOPS and the things that we are able to implement in our office. We connect with our patients in a way I don't think they've ever been connected with.
Hmm.
And they so appreciate that, and they recognize it. They love being heard. They love being understood. They love knowing, we love getting their M&M and being able to see those, that excitement at the end of it all when we've reached that for them, and then be able to go back and revisit it years later and see how much their M&M has changed.
Yeah.
So I think that's what makes us different. Why patients choose us is for that exact same reason. We treat our patients like family. Come in, we know them by name, we know their history, their families, and a lot of that again comes from working with TOPS, learning the disc. I'm maybe
Mhm.
speaking language that people don't exactly know, but we learn our patients' personalities and what really works with them, and we help educate them and make them feel safe. All the things that TOPS does for us.
I love that. And um, you said earlier that it's not by design that you're all women in the practice. But what it is by design, me and Steve, you can often hear Steve say this, is that culture is either created by design or it's created by default. And the amount of work that you guys put into creating your culture by design, it's special. I mean, it doesn't just happen like, oh yeah, no, we treat people nice. No, you guys are like practicing and you're working on it. And that is what makes you special. Very cool. Nice. When you look at your role as office manager, if you're speaking to other office managers or other team members in the same role, what do you feel is the most important thing that you do as a team member? How do you make a difference in your practice?
I think part of what makes what I do differently, it comes from the practice. It comes from the transparency in our culture guide that we have. So what I can offer as a team member is all those things. I believe that my job is to make sure you have all the tools you need to be successful here. I believe that for every one of our team members. The transparency, the listening, yeah, I'm kind of losing track of my question there again. Um, so you just talk about what I offer the team. That is it.
Yeah.
The leadership, guiding, being able to listen, being able to have our team members feel heard, and then really try to implement the things that they want, and we give it a whirl. We're not.
Yes.
It's nice to not have that fear of like trusting each other in a way that we can just try things.
I love that. And the one thing that you said that was interesting is that we don't hear often is you guys have a culture guide. It's one thing that we hope every Crown Council member has, but can you talk about just explain what that is real quick and how it does for your practice?
So we hold each other very accountable to this culture guide. So what that means is we've come up with the things that we need and want for our culture in our office, and we hold each other to that. And there's some. It's there. I don't know. I don't want to say that it's pretty standard because it's not that. It's really individual to your office of what you need and what makes your team happy. And so we love that. We love to revisit it. We probably revisit it 2 to 3 times a year.
Nice.
Always making sure it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that one, or yeah, we could do that a little different. But it's a great guideline for everybody, and we love to fall back on it. We use it all the time.
Good. Yeah, smart. And great that you review it. Sometimes those get created and then just kind of lost in the background. So very
Yeah.
cool. Um, through your years, through the opportunity that you've had to be a team member and to watch your team and other doctors, if you had a few minutes to give advice to other team members or even to other doctors, things that you see your doctor do, what advice would you give to team members to make a practice great, a patient experience great, or even to help? Sometimes doctors need some advice from team members. What kind of advice would you give?
The I've been in dentistry for, I don't want to age myself, but I've been in dentistry for a while. So one of the things that I have found with Dr. Jana is she invests. She invests in her team. She invests in her patient. She invests in her office. So my thing, and that I've really learned from her, what that investment brings back to you. Like she invests, she wants you to have the knowledge. She wants you to have the tools to be successful. She wants to set you up for success.
Mm.
I want to say that's new to me. I mean, not that other offices haven't done it, but it's just really emphasized here. And it makes you feel so special. It makes you want to give everything you have because you have somebody believing in you. You have your own cheerleader that's there on the sidelines, bringing you to cross that finish line. So that's
Uh,
what I would recommend. I think it's great.
the best advice. I love that. And we often say, I mean, you can't just work in the practice, you have to work on the practice. And
Hmm.
that does take time and money to create the team and the environment and the culture. So great advice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Uh, anything I missed? Anything that you want to share or talk to Crown Council about before we depart?
If I can put a plug in, I have to say my first leadership conference that I went to, I'd been here less than a year. Um, and I say this all the time. It did change my life. It changed my attitude, I can't even put it into words. I can't speak enough about tops. And again, this is not a plug, but it really truly did. When you become fully immersed, and I know there's a whole conference on that as well, but I lived and breathed tops for 2 days. I saw how it worked. I saw the success. It made me so excited to bring that back. And I think my excitement was able to really pump up our team. And then having Chris as a coach, we are so very blessed.
Nice. You're going to make the other coaches jealous. That was really good. Sorry. Sorry, everybody.
Not my
Gene,
intent. They're all
not
great.
into Gene, thank you. Thank your team. Crown Council doesn't exist without each awesome team being leaders and examples in their own market. So grateful for you and thank you for the example that you show to the rest of the Crown Council. So thanks.
Happy to do it, Stuart. You have a great day.
Okay, you too.
Bye-bye.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Crown Council live stream. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined today, Dr. Catherine Thompson. Hi, Catherine. How's it
Hi.
going? Hi.
Good. How are you?
Good. Dr. Thompson was part of our Young Dentist program this year. We just wrapped up a couple weeks ago, not to date our little interview here, but man, we just finished our summer sessions. So fun to have you. And we had about 35, 40 participants at the Young Dentist program. And it was an incredible group. So fun to be. You guys, I mean, I don't want to talk bad about old Young Dentist groups, but like your group was so fun. Everybody kind of meshed together well. You wanted to actually hang out after we finished. So that was fun. It was a
Yeah.
good time. Yeah, very good. All right, Jesse Finn, how are you?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm very good. So Jesse joined us as our official nominated patient as part of the Young Dentist program. Let me just explain. I'll set the stage for anyone that doesn't know what that means. So for the last 20 years, we have gathered Crown Council's young dentists, so 1 to 5 years out of school. And whether they're existing Crown Council members or new to the Crown Council, our Young Dentist program is a way to help young dentists launch their career, whether it's cosmetically or building cases or just meeting other young dentists who are ambitious and want to do more for dentistry. And part of that program is all the young dentists nominate a patient. Well, most, Catherine, almost everybody did. And Catherine nominated Jesse as her patient, as someone that would be a great candidate for a Smile Design case. And then everyone presents their case at the annual event, and then the young dentists choose. I mean, you guys voted, right?
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations, Jesse. You were voted.
Yes.
You, everybody voted, and then
Thank you.
young Utah
sorry.
Valley Dental Lab and Crown Council pay for Jesse to come, and then the doctors, Dr. Hornbrook and Dr. Chase Larson, donate their time to do the case, and all in the grand scheme of learning and education and teaching the next generation of great dentists this awesome skill of cosmetic dentistry. And then obviously we hope life-changing for the patient, for Jesse, who joined us. So although we were just talking about not the life-changing events of getting home during the Delta flight debacle, which were very exciting. So anyway, I'm going to ask questions to these two, and we're going to be very casual about what happened and their experience being part of the Young Dentist program. So let's talk first. Catherine, can you talk about just nominating Jesse and kind of that story behind picking him and how that all worked out? Because I mean, it only happens to one young dentist a year where their patient gets chosen. Can you talk about that experience?
Right. So you're kind of sent a list of criteria of, what patients would sort of qualify. They need to have, some certain dental requirements, good perio, posterior teeth, that they're capable of sort of being transformed in one weekend. And there were a lot of wonderful, deserving patients that were nominated that just weren't one weekend kind of cases or 2 weekend kind of cases. But Jesse, he kind of walked into my office as a new patient, like pretty quickly after I'd gotten these criteria from Dr. Hornbrook. And I was like, this is it. Jesse is the guy. We always want to nominate patients that are really deserving, and Jesse is absolutely that. He's served our country. He's done all sorts of different things. He's just a good person. He cares about other people. That's like so evident. Anybody that spent more than 10 minutes talking to Jesse was like, man, this guy has a good heart. He's smart. He's fun. And so I met him. He wanted to change his smile. He was talking a lot about how his smile, just affected him on day to day, and how he hadn't been confident to be able to smile. And yeah, he fit all the dental criteria, he fit all the personal criteria. And it was the first time I had ever met him. He was a new patient in the office, and I said, hey, this is going to sound kind of crazy, but I'm going to this thing this summer, and I think he'd be a really good candidate. And would you want to kind of take that leap of faith with me and just see if you were a candidate that would win? And he said, yeah, absolutely. What do we have to lose? So I took a lot of I will walk you through this, but we're going to be doing it together. And he really just jumped on board and was patient with me and fantastic. And we were pretty thrilled. I called him to tell him, hey, you got picked. And we were both pretty ecstatic about that. And that, the whole thing went from there. Yeah.
So good. Well, and to maybe describe a little more for people that are watching this, Jesse flew to both. So we did our prep weekend in June and then the finished product in July. So it actually is like a lot of work it's not like I feel bad for you for traveling, but it's a different experience as a patient to be part of like an educational program. And man, Jesse could not have been kinder, more, you came to all of the lectures and we're just happy to meet with everybody. And then you were just an incredible patient. So really fun to have you with us, Jesse. It was like a pleasure to have you with us. So
I enjoyed everyone there. I actually learned a lot, even though I wasn't really, it was a little out of my depth. I will say that. Obviously I have never been to dental school. So, the topics were a little, a little,
a little heavy.
past, yeah, little past what I'm, I'm qualified to understand really. I brought some, I brought some extra reading material.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit
Smart.
less complicated.
That's fun.
So, but yeah, it was incredible experience. I mean, everybody there was so nice and very, you know, transparent. Like a procedure like this. I mean, I'm a fairly, I'm not gonna say very, but I'm a fairly critical person, and I'm like, I don't know, and everything was just completely 100% above board. They're like, this is what we're gonna do, are you okay with this? And they presented options, and they kept me involved in the process. I mean, it was wonderful. I mean, it was absolutely life-changing is what it was. I mean, I was not expecting this. This came out of left field. Dr. Thompson, and like Dr. Hornbrook said, enthusiasm is credibility.
He
And
did
Dr.
learn.
Thompson is great as far as her enthusiasm. And I knew she wants to win, and I love that. And me too. Like I don't think I have it as much as she's got it, obviously, but there's no way I would have been there if it wasn't for Dr. Thompson. Like
Cool.
she pushed this through. Like it.
Yeah.
She took the pictures. I didn't take the pictures. All I did was show my really bad teeth. Okay. And so she, I mean, that's how that happened. And, I mean, everybody there Stuart was great. Dr. Thompson, Dr. Hornbrook, Dr. Larson. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, and Jamie and Clint and the ceramist Matt and even the assistants Addie and it was a great experience. Everyone was really sweet and really nice, and I mean it was like a vacation. It was nice to be away from work.
Teeth vacation, very good.
Yeah,
Hey,
I mean,
can
obviously,
you
yeah.
Oh, go. Can you talk, Jesse, for a minute about maybe about your smile and the situation that you were in?
Well,
Can you talk about that before? Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Actually, the situation was that prior to this, when I was younger in high school, I had really great teeth. I had a great smile, and I got a lot of compliments when I was in high school, and I took care of my teeth. But then, life happens, and I joined the military, and years of working, this job, that job, being in the Army. And the first thing, when you go to reception, if you go enlisted in the military, the first thing they teach you, and in reception, when they take your picture, you do not smile. Like they tell you, you don't smile when you take your picture. Smiling is a form of aggression. We don't allow it. The military does not allow that. And so it kind of stuck in my brain. I don't know if it's part of the programming or what, but ever since then, I just didn't smile as much. I noticed that even after I got out of the military, I ETS'd out, I think in 2011, 2012. And but by the time I got out, my teeth had kind of gotten bad. I had a couple of things happen where my smile was just kind of basically not looking near as great as it was when I was 16 or 17. And it really affected me. Like I just felt like, I really would like to have that back. Like my hair's not coming back, but it's gone, or it's hanging on by a thread, but my smile was really the big thing, because that's the first thing people notice. And I was a caregiver for my grandfather, who passed away about 4 years ago, and he was always proud of his teeth. He took really good care of his teeth, and he was proud that he had all of his teeth. He kept all of his teeth up until he passed away, and it just kind of bothered me, because I'm like, well, he did a lot better job taking care of his, because mine looked not so great. And so it just really affected me. It really bothered me, and so I went from having one of the best smiles in my family to like having the worst. And so when Dr. Thompson asked me about this, I'm like, oh yeah, of course. I mean, because, and after I think about it, it's not really for me because I don't see it, but other people see it, like my wife, my mother, people in my family, my friends at work. I mean, I've had people at work tell me, I never noticed you smile before since I had this. And this is when I had the temporaries on. The temporaries look fantastic before I had the permanents. And they're like, that's wonderful. They're like that.
Nice.
They're all asking me questions like, how did you get that done? And
Secret.
so, yeah, exactly.
Dude, no way, Jesse. Smiles for you, man. It's not for them. It's for you. It's all for you.
Oh yeah, it's been absolutely wonderful. Absolutely
Cool.
wonderful.
Very good.
Uh,
Dr. Thompson, are there, in your interactions with Jesse and just this whole experience, is there anything that really stands out, like story or memorable thing that happened or something that you learned that you'll do different or anything when you're like, man, that was cool. This is what I learned, or this is what I felt. Anything like that from the Young Dentist program?
I mean, I really feel like there were moments that happened like that over and over and over again. Dr. Hornbrook is a very systems-based dentist, and so he comes up with something and then he makes it stepwise and very easy to implement, especially for a young dentist. He talks about, a lot of us are associates or we work for DSOs, we're in our first 5 years of practice. We don't have control over what materials we might get to use in our office or what equipment we can buy. Even for those of us that work for ourselves, we've got a lot of loans and a lot of startup costs. And, there are places that sometimes we have to make sacrifices. And he just like day after day would talk about like, okay, well, if you can't do this, then you can do this. Or there were always just ways that you could implement what he was teaching you into practice. And so it was like every day it was just pearl after pearl after pearl. I've been to continuing education courses where you learn a lot, but you're not ready to do what they teach you on Monday when you go back to your office. And, not that I think I'm ready to tackle like any smile design case, but I think there are a lot of things that I learned that I'm ready to apply from day one. And then the other really awesome thing about the Young Dentist program is because it is so small and you get a lot of individual time with both Dr. Hornbrook and Dr. Larson. I feel like, if there's a complicated smile design case that comes into my office, I'm still not automatically referring it to the prosthodontist. I have the resources that I need between the two of them being so accessible. And then also the other people that were in my group that have different experiences than I do, that are also easy to contact and open to, bouncing ideas around, that I feel like, I can tackle most things that come into the office. And I think that's a really awesome part about the Young Dentist program. You're just like ready to roll when you get home.
So good.
Yeah.
What about your interaction and watching Jesse? And this is maybe for both of you. I know that dentists participate in this kind of thing. I told you guys multiple times, this is the only time of year I get to see a patient's life like transform through a smile. And I'm like, this is the coolest profession ever. I love to watch you guys and watch lives change through a smile. Can you talk a little bit about that, just your experience with your patient and anything you learned there watching how powerful it is to change a smile?
Yeah, I mean, it was special. The fact that I know Jesse a little bit more closely than any of the other dentists that were there. And I, know his wife and I know where he comes from. And, he said the same thing to me that he mentioned when he came back into the office, even in his temporaries, like, yeah, everybody at work, they're calling me up to the front office because they just want to check out my teeth.
Cool.
People are noticing that I
did that
smile
more than
now.
once. I did that many
Yeah,
times.
and they said that I didn't used to, and that was really special for me, because dentistry is a really cool profession and we do get to change lives, but we don't necessarily do it every day. And there are patients that aren't grateful for what we do. You know, they come in, they say, yeah, I have cavities, fix them. And we fix them and they go on their merry way. And there's not a lot of gratification in that. I mean, there is still, and I love what I do because saving one cavity, fixing one cavity is still a great thing. But to really see that whole transformation, you know, we don't get to do cases like that every single day. And so that was awesome. It definitely made me want to do more cases like that. And there are dentists out there that do that every day. Dr. Hornbrook does that every day. And, you know, that's like something to strive for, being just in the first few years out of practice, like, okay, I could be that dentist. It might take me a few more years, but I can get there, which is cool.
Very cool. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I know maybe one day you'll just, when David talks about how he doesn't have any children or he doesn't do anything, he just does smile designs all day. I'm like, this is so.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse, I know that, you know, you're kind of preaching to the choir here. This is a, you know, a group of people that are in the profession of changing smiles and changing lives. But can you talk about that for just a minute? Do you feel like your life is different I mean, your own personal life, from whether it's confidence or happiness or just the ability to like your smile more? Was that a thing that happened to you after this?
Yeah, most definitely. Even with just, I mean, from the start, when we had the first procedure that we had done, where I had the temporaries put in, that right there was just, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I think when I flew back, the flight back was not bad, but I think I stopped at the airport. I think when we stopped, I think at one point we went to the restroom, and I just happened to look in the mirror, and I'm just like, I can't believe this. It took me about, I think it took me a week or two of just having my smile back to really be like, oh, these are my teeth. Like, this is, it's unbelievable. Like, I mean, for me personally, you know, it's like, finally, this is something fixed that I couldn't do anything about for the longest time. Like, and I like fixing stuff. I'm a tinkerer. You know, I work on my wife's car. I changed both her oil and my oil both at the same time about a month ago. I like to do things. I mean, I've always liked working with my hands. I've done a lot of landscaping. I was a mechanic in the Army for part of the time, and so something that it bothers me when there's something I can't fix that needs to be fixed. And when I wake up every day and saw my smile, I'm like, this is something I can't do anything about, and it would just be really discouraging. You know, it's like, that's, you know, and now it's like, wow, that's something I don't, you know, it was a relief. I mean, a big sense of relief that, wow, I don't have to look at that anymore. I mean, compared to what, I mean, I guess it wouldn't be as bad if my teeth hadn't been good when I was younger. I mean, I had a nice smile when I was like in high school, I think, but just over the years and being in the military and everything, it was something I missed about myself. And it really did. It really has helped me think a lot better of myself. I mean, and just, I mean, care about myself and try to take care of myself, which that's also changed ever since I met my wife. Me and my wife have been married for about 1.5 years now. So, and she's changed my life. So this was just kind of like icing on the cake, really. I mean, so yeah, it's been pretty awesome.
Good. Great to hear. Catherine, one final question. I guess I'm going out on a limb. Would you recommend the Young Dentist program to others? What would you say to anyone else, maybe who is thinking about participating or wonders what this is all about?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. No, terrible. Would definitely recommend it. You know, I graduated from University of Kentucky, and there had been a lot of people from University of Kentucky that had gone through this program previously. And anytime I talked to any one of them about it, they were like, this is the best CE that I've done.
Cool.
And so I was like, okay, I need to figure out what this is about. And there's just so many great advantages to the CE. It's really quite affordable for what it is, which as a young dentist, affordability can be a huge deterrent. So it's very affordable. You get so much one-on-one time with like literally some of the best dentists in the country. I mean, Dr. Hornbrook's been at this a while and he's known, I mean, are you even a dentist if you don't know the name David Hornbrook? You know, you learn about him in school, you've seen his cases. You know, my boss has been in practice for 40 years and he's like, oh, you got a picture with one of the greats, you know.
Nice.
When I came home for the course, I had a picture with Dr. Hornbrook. So he knows so much about materials, about the way materials have changed in dentistry, you know, working with older materials that come into your office because you don't always have control over what your patient had done at a dentist 20 years ago. And you just learn so much so quickly. And then, yes, the community aspect is also great. There were so many people in my class that I know I'll continue to stay in touch with, both in like a friendly, fun way, and then also in a colleague, you know, I'm stumped on this case and I want to know what you would do about it type of way. And that is so invaluable. You know, I found that the people in my class were really raw, and you know, Jesse used the word transparent. People talked about, you know, being a dentist isn't always easy, and sometimes when you practice on your own or just with one other dentist, it can be really lonely, to feel like, wow, today I had a really hard day at work and no one else around me understands that. That's something I think is difficult coming from dental school, where dental school is hard, but at least you were surrounded by a bunch of other people that were just like going through it with you. And once you're a dentist, you don't necessarily have that support system. So that part of it also was just incredible. Yes, I would recommend it 100%.
That was good. That was a great answer. Perfect. Good. You know, and we, from our perspective, you know, we are trying to build a community of dentists across the country that are committed to their teams and committed to their patients and literally raising the standards of dental care. And that is why we want to that's why we do it affordable. And that is why, more importantly, why David and Chase do it is they're like, we want better dentists and they're willing to mentor and help the younger generation. And it's awesome to have a sideline seat to watch it. So even though I don't know half of what you're doing, it's still very fun to watch and to be a part of. So thank you both for being a part of it. Jesse, you were a huge part of it. And I'm just grateful for both of you. And I can't believe it's over. I feel like we were just together in Austin at the annual event, and now it's like 7 months later and it's already over. So thank you both very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
You bet. Happy to do it.
Thanks so much, Stuart.
All right, Steve, we've got our first guest with us, and I went to the Dominican with Kate last year, so we shared some really fun clinics together. Kate was on stage with you at the annual event presenting this year's Team Member of the Year, because last year, Kate actually won that award at the annual event.
Yes.
So fun to have Kate here for her second appearance on Crown Council Live.
Wow.
Kate, welcome.
Hello.
You're famous.
What's up, Kate?
Not
I
much.
haven't seen you since we were on stage together a few weeks ago.
Yeah, you look good.
I did look good then. Not so good now, but I did look good then.
Steve was the only like really good looking cowboy Texan on me and Greg were just pretending. I didn't know what I was doing.
That
That
was
hat was
fun.
awesome. Very good. Hey, well, welcome. I invited you today to share your earn a seat idea that your practice is using. I have the document ready. I don't know if you want to go right to it or if you want to explain what your practice is doing, what this concept is for earn a seat to the annual event.
So yeah, we were in the annual event at that meeting when Dr. McIntyre
That's right.
brought it up. I had no idea who he was, so I texted Greg afterwards and was like, who was just talking? So he sent it to Here, he sent me the information. We did some Google research and called out, and their office sent it to us. So we copied their genius and added a little bit to it. We had some ideas from this annual event that made us realize that we could do better with growing our team and that team energy that we wanted. And so we added some ideas that came from that annual event to it. So the goal is to have our employees put forth the effort to do at least 5 of these things on the list before the date that we've specified, so we can still pay for their way to get there. And then if they're able to do that, we're going to take care of them and their trip to the annual event, which is going to be really fun. It's been a while since we took the whole team.
Nice.
So it'll be good.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm gonna share my screen so you can see it.
Okay.
So you can see the doc. We can go through one at a time, or if you want to just highlight some, you've got the stage here, Kate. However you want to do this.
Oh, I don't know.
Let's read them. Okay, so like Kate said, bringing the team to the annual event does make it different. We always encourage the entire team to attend. And the main reason is that we've created it, the event itself, for that purpose, for teams to come together as a camping experience, to experience education, but also experiences that will help you grow and have better patient service. And so that's why we love this idea of bringing everyone and making it worthwhile. And last week we heard from Becky McIntyre talk about how when you're required to do something where you put effort in, where you do more, it means more. It's a more meaningful thing. So, okay, let's start with number 1. Do you want to read it? Can you read it?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
It says receive 5 raving fan reviews from patients who you wowed. Turn in the written reviews.
Okay.
This is actually kind of entertaining. We've learned that our Google reviews do more for us than, well, I'd say it's probably our second best thing. Patient referrals are still the number 1, but people look at Google all the time now, and it's kind of awkward to ask for that. But our team came back and they were like, I have to have them write down on a piece of paper how amazing I was. That seems weird. So we had to clarify. We're looking at like Google reviews or Yelp. I just said Whelp. Yelp reviews. Patients just had a great experience and are willing to talk about it. And we've said, even if it doesn't necessarily directly mention you, just get them to write a review about their experience here, because we want more patients like them. So that's been cool. The next one is develop and carry out an idea that will improve your post or office, help implement the system or new idea that will further promote our purpose, and write up what you did. And that, I think, is more just like with individual tasks. There's always new this way. So if you've got an idea, share with us what the change should be, and let's implement it and see how it goes. Nice. I'll be honest, in the past, we've tried some of this and it's failed, and so you go back to the way it was before, but you never know until you try. And so to get the team thinking about that was our goal there. Nice. The next one is learn and grow. Pick a topic that would benefit our team, read a book and attend a training, and then teach our team during a monthly training session at our team meeting.
Ooh.
I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. They're
Very
going to a
good,
training
though.
and sharing their information with us.
Okay.
Which everybody learns things at different times, right? So it'll be cool. We'll see. The next one is volunteer for 12 hours at a nonprofit or a cause you deem to be worthwhile. Write up with what you did or with photos and how it impacted you and those you serve. And then it says, let us post your efforts on social media channels. That one, I think we've had a few people who have actually already made some effort on that. And they are very much like, I don't want you to post about this anywhere. And that's okay. That can be a little interesting at times.
Yeah.
That's fine. The next one is solve the problem, evaluate your post, identify an area that causes issues, doesn't flow, or there isn't a system in place. Bring your ideas for solutions and help implement it.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. Acknowledge
Hey.
and recognize your teammates. Each month, find a way to recognize and acknowledge each member of the team. We've grown quite a bit in our practice, particularly. A few years back, we were at a total of 8 people, and now we're at 23, I think.
Wow.
And so that's where the team has started to actually be more aware of what others are doing for them, which has been cool.
Hey, Kate, can I pause you right there?
Wit,
Kate,
whatever it takes. Share 5 examples of where you were a willing wit and did whatever it takes to make things happen. When asked to help, respond with happy to do it, having a positive, willing attitude, make teamwork happen. And this, so for the purposes of ours, we told them they had until October 31st so that we could make changes for the annual event, for hotel reservations, things like that. And so that all of these things, whatever they're doing, even if it's a monthly thing, it is something that we want them to do through that time frame, so we still have time to plan their spot and pay for it and all that stuff too. But yeah, be a contributor at least twice a month at team meetings. Be involved and participate. Speak up and give your opinion. Make suggestions. Keep track of your participation to turn in. We started implementing this has been like a year ago. We started implementing the organization's team meetings as well. So we do like a whole team meeting, but then once a month during our lunch hour, the hygienists will all get together and the assistants will get together on a different day. And our business team will get together on a different day, and then the doctors as well. And so in those team meetings, we discuss things that are working within their role, things they've noticed, what we can help with that. And sometimes it's hard for people to speak up. They feel like it's not really their opinion maybe isn't as heard as it could be. And so we're working to get them to speak up because we want to create that safe space for them to do so. So that's what that one's about. Come up with a way to make work more fun. Bring your ideas for approval and then carry out your idea. Write up what you did and how you made work more fun. We actually have already had 2 people who have implemented some things. One of our gals started, we're doing like a potluck, a monthly or every other month potluck during lunch. And so we just did it yesterday for Valentine's Day.
Okay.
And so that was fun. Sometimes yesterday was definitely more treats than it was substance or food of substance, but
Kate, you're the fun police.
Was fun. And our other gal actually put together a sock competition. So the whole team voted on who had the best Valentine's socks yesterday. And she went out and got a Stanley Cup and some treats to go in the Stanley Cup. And the winner, I don't think I've ever heard that woman squeal as loud as she did when she won that thing. It was quite awesome. So yeah, that's been fun to watch the team go for that as well. Let's see, spread gratitude. Each month, write a note or letter to at least 3 patients expressing gratitude, amazement, or sympathy for them. Document it with photos and turn in. And that's something we have kind of passively done, where we regularly stock letters in the practice. So people, if they've seen a patient that they really felt they connected with, they are writing a letter and getting it out to them. But this is hopefully something that we're in the process of expressing that gratitude more. And so those same letters now, they just need to make sure they're getting it out to 3 patients or employees for that matter in a month and thanking them for what they've done or how they've been, or just expressing sympathy. People go through hard things in life. And so that's been good to see as well. But yeah.
Nice.
The next one is take a 15-minute walk with each member of the team, one-on-one. Get to know something new about them, see what you find out. Ask if you can share that fascinating detail with the rest of the team at our morning opportunity meeting so we can get to know each other better. Documentation for this is only that you did it. We don't need details of the conversation. If something you learned should be kept confidential, just remember that you are now a member of that person's trusted circle. This is directly from the annual event. It was, I can't remember first name, Aker, I think, who talked about 15-minute walks like 3 times a week. And so that's it's been cool to see the team get outside of the office, even if they're just walking down to, you know, the 7-Eleven or the A&W on the corner to grab a snack and come back, getting to know
Nice.
each other one-on-one and getting
Great idea.
outside.
Yeah.
Some days don't work as well as others because it's a little cold in Utah some days, but yeah, it works out. The next one, let's see. Participate in a group book read. Groups assigned out. It does say randomly, but it is definitely not random. But they are assigned out by the doctors based on information they think will help the team. You may be invited to a group book read at any time. Be willing to learn something new. We came back and we all started reading, not all. The doctors picked a group, but there's 7 or 8 of us right now who are reading Crucial Conversations.
Nice.
And that has been really cool already to see the influence that that has had in the practice, and how just the people in the group are starting to spread that to the others in the practice, and how they're talking to people and how they're thinking through conversations. So that's been awesome. Twice a month in the Mom, take 3 minutes to share your thoughts with the group, a positive experience, what you learned, a story, or some way that helped you. Enlighten the group, document your sharing for us to keep. So we've done the best thing for a while, you know, like Tops shares with you. And I usually at least once a week now have started to, we've only had, I think, 3 weeks since the Crown Council, but I've started to assign out and just say, hey, would you be comfortable? And so as we're going through the best thing, sometimes we pause that and say, so-and-so is going to share, and they choose to share something. And it's actually been really cool to hear our team talk about why they keep coming back to work with us in this crazy place. You know, what keeps you coming back to, I mean, we have people who drive 45 minutes to an hour to get here,
Wow.
and they could definitely find an office closer to where they are. And so there's something that's happening that keeps them coming back here. And so it's been cool to share, or to help have them share their experiences from that. Participate in the Smiles for Life fundraising by providing a basket to be raffled off, and encourage patients to participate. So this year we're trying to do something different with our Smiles, or in addition to our Smiles for Life. I think someone at the annual event actually talked about how they do baskets and raffle them off or auction them off.
Yeah.
And so we're going to try and do like every 2 weeks, where anybody that has bought a raffle ticket, we're raffling off these smaller baskets and donating that to Smiles for Life as well. So if our employees feel like they can donate a basket to that raffle, that's what that's about. And the last one just says, come up with your own idea and submit it for approval.
I love it.
Yeah.
Way to go, Kate. I had one question. Maybe Steve's got a question or two. Steve, my question to you, Kate, is when you presented this to the team, how did you do it? Did you just do it at a team meeting? And then I want to know what did they say? How did they react? The attitude of everyone.
We actually felt this to be more urgent, so we didn't wait for a team meeting.
Okay.
We came back, and from the time, I mean, we got back on a Sunday night, and we had presented it to the team by Tuesday around lunchtime. That was, we got the information in, we edited it, we went, this is what we want to do, and we had it out. Normally, I'm a little bit more careful and take my time with all the details. And this felt like it was something that we wanted to really take advantage of right away. So that day, we just asked the team, anybody who was here that day, we had about 3/4 of our team here that day. And so we asked anybody that was here to just hang out right before they all left for lunch at 1, and pulled the team into our tiny little treatment planning office that really is only meant for 3 people. And we said, all right, guys, we just got back from this event. It was a wonderful event. It's life-changing. It's taught us so much, and we are so excited about the future. We want you guys to be part of this, and we want anyone who wants to be there to come. So our way of giving an incentive for who wants to be there is to put this out there. And so then we went through and explained how it was going to be done. And then I shared my experience and how these things that we talk about at the annual event are not just about the office. And a lot of times it's about my personal life, what I need to be changing and how I can help people or my spouse or my family in my personal life as well, and how much those talks apply to your life outside of the office and inside of the office, and just the general doing good atmosphere that it brings.
Very good.
We've got a couple people in the office who we love dearly, are probably never going to go to one of these events unless it's in Salt Lake because they're not going to leave their own homes. So that's going to be interesting. But throughout the office, it feels like it just started with this buzz, and it has kind of continued as people have talked about
Nice.
different ideas, what can work, what can't work. And we've got a solid probably 14 people right now who are already like, I'm committed, I'm going to do this, we're going to do this together. And so it's
Cool.
been really cool. And that's employees. I told you we've got like 23. There's doctors that obviously are coming anyways and things like that, but it's been really good.
Nice.
Love it.
Steve, questions for Kate? Steve?
That's awesome, Kate. Thanks for the great example. Love the list. Great criteria. And just as a point of interest, you guys have created your own list. You can use this as a model, and any practice can create their own criteria based on what you're trying to focus on as a team. So I love the example, and it means more when you have to do something to earn it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
love that.
I agree.
Thanks, Kate.
Agreed.
Now,
Thanks.
one final question, Kate, before we leave. Did you write on your own whiteboard behind you, Kate is the absolute best? I want to know if you did that or did someone else write that?
No. Our insurance gal works in this office with me. We've got two
okay.
of them, and one of them is phenomenal at writing those cute little notes of positivity.
All right.
So there's
Just
actually a couple sticky notes behind me, and Aubrey's got a couple sticky notes around her desk that say similar things.
Fun. Thank you, Kate.
But yeah.
Very grateful
you.
for you. Grateful for your team. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks, Kate.
Thanks for having me. Have a great
Okay,
day.
bye. See ya.
Bye.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for being part of the Crown Council live stream. We're grateful for our guests, our community. We encourage you all to sign up for the Crown Council annual event in Salt Lake City 2026. We hope that you also and encourage you to join us for our Forever Young program coming up in November 7th and 8th in Dallas-Fort Worth. There's also an upcoming TOPS Total Immersion course that we encourage you to be a part of. And all of those can be found with links with this show. We encourage you to be part of that community. Join us for our live events. And we're thankful that you would tune in today. So thanks, everybody. We'll see you next week for our webinar.